Okay, here we go. Today's unit I really like because it ends up with our strengths, which is like multiplying fractions, before it reintroduces division of fractions. And so to find the volume, basically you just take the area, you find the area of the base, and then you multiply it by the height. The only weird thing is it depends on the base depends on which way this thing is facing. And so really it doesn't matter which one you call the base, but you're going to multiply two numbers together and then multiply it by the third one, or you could just, because it's fractions, multiply all three together. And so when I look at a problem like this, I've got a 3, a 1, and a 1/4 in any order you want. I tend to put them in the biggest one first, but it's going to be 3 times 1 times 1/4. And so 3 times 1 is 3, times 1/4 is just 3/4. But you have inches times inches, which gives you inches to the third power, inches cubed. So over here, oh, they already have it in cubic inches for me, so I don't have to type that in. But 3/4, submit. And we go to the next one. Here we go. The numbers just get a little teeny bit bigger. I'm just going to make them all into fractions. I've got 3 over 1 times 5 over 2 times 3 over 2. It doesn't matter the order. The commutative property says that you could move these numbers around. And so without ever order, if you want to go 3 times 3 times 5, that's the same as 3 times 5 times 3. I get 45. 1 times 2, I get 4. And so 45 over 4 would work perfect in my class. If your teacher wants you to simplify that, that would be 11 and 1/4, and it's feet times feet times feet, feet cubed or cubic feet. I'm going to type it in as 45 over 4 because it's much easier for me to do than a mixed number. Here we go. Numbers, all fractions this time. I don't care what order. 5/8 times 3/4 times 1/2. This section they made it so it doesn't simplify, but 5 times 3 is 15 times 1 is still 15. 8 times 4 times 2 is the same as 2 times 4 times 8, whatever it is, 64. 8 times 8 is 64. So 15/64 meters times meters times meters will be cubic meters. 15/64. Submit. Ooh, that's an ugly fraction. Or ugly decimal. Good thing we left it as a fraction. So here they didn't give us a picture, but they're telling us the base area of whatever the shape is, I don't care, is a 4. And the height of this thing, whatever shape it is 1 and 1/3. As long as it's not a triangle or a pyramid, we're good. So the volume is just going to be 4 over 1 times 4/3. And so I get that that's 16/3. This would have been in square inches. This is in inches. This is inches cubed or cubic inches. I'm just going to put 16/3. If you wanted to, again, if your teacher requires it, 3 goes into 16 5 times with 1 left over. Where was it going? 16/3. Yeah, that looks good. The next one, though, is a division problem, finally. So you've got a shape, and you know the height, and you know the volume. So to figure out the base area, you're going to take that, you're going to do 8 divided by 2 and 2/3. Step 1, I'm going to turn these into fractions. 8 over 1 divided by 8 over 3. That doesn't really work out right, so I'm going to take a look at the right hand side. I'm going to flip it over and then multiply, and then it really everything drops away. The 8 over 8 becomes a 1 and a 1. I end up with just 3 inches, or square inches in this case, square inches because it's the area of the base. Again, area of the base times the height, we're good to go. Okay, so there's a couple ways to do this one problem. The first one is the easiest way, I think, is actually counterintuitive. So you see how many 1/4 there are in 5 and 3/4. Well, there 1/4, 5, that there'd be 20 of those plus 3 more. This would be 23 little blocks wide. 2 would be 8 little blocks. And 2.5 ends up being 8 plus two of those is going to be 10. So I have 8 times 10 times 23 is going to be the answer is going to be 1840, or sorry, 1840, or 1840. 1840. Small cubes, submit. Um, but there's another way. Like if you didn't know to do that, I think that's by far the easiest way. But you could have taken 5 3/4, turned it into a fraction, which is 23 fourths, times 2/1 times 5/2. A couple things simplify. The twos simplify. I ended up getting 23 times 5. What's that? 115/4. And I'm like, oh, what do I do now? Well, each one of these 1/4 inch little guys, if I look at a cube that is not a good artist today, um, that would be there in a 1 inch cube. There would be four of those little cubes by four of those little cubes by four of those little cubes. And so in every cubic inch, so these are in cubic inches, in every cubic inch, there is 4 times 4 times 4, or 64 little cubes. The 4 and the 64 simplify. That becomes 16, and then 15 times 16 is off my well, it's not on my multiplication chart, but it's gonna be 1840. It's gonna be 1840. And so there's two ways to do this. You could either find the cubic inches and then figure out how many little blocks are in a cubic inch, or you can convert the measurements into how many little blocks there are and then just multiply that. I think that's way easier. I didn't have to use many fractions. Same thing here. Diego and Ray say that they need 108 cubes. We've got a rectangular prism measuring 3 by 1 by 1. So let's just say that the bottom of this thing is 3 by 1, and then it is not to scale. Oops. Close enough. Is 1 1/3. Oops, no. It'd be 3 by 1. Good enough. 3 by 1 by 1 1/3. And so to find the area of this thing, so there again two ways to do it. 1/3 inch cubes means that the same thing. If you have 3 inches, that would be 9 of those little cubes. You have 1 inch, that would be 3 of those little cubes. That's the base. And then 1 1/4. Oh my gosh, I'm butchering these prisms today. Is 4, and so I just do 3 times 9 times 4, or 3 times 4 times 9, and I get that that's 108. The other way is to go 1 times 3 times 4/3, and that equals 4. And you're like, oh well, but then I have to know that in a cube. Hopefully I can do better with a cube this time. In a cube that's 3 blocks by 3 blocks by 3 blocks, that's 27 blocks per square inch. And 4 times 27 is definitely 108. And so yes, and it comes either way. 3 times 9, oops, times 9 times 4 equals 108. And so, yes, they are correct. Next problem. Ooh, Olympic swimming pool. So I'm not even gonna draw the picture, but you got a base that's 25 meters by 50 meters. It's a huge place. That's what, 1250. And then I'm gonna multiply 1250 by 2.5 is the same as 5 halves. I multiply, or I'm going to simplify a little bit. 625 times 5 is 3125, and then it's in meters cubed. The volume of that swimming pool is 3,125 cubic meters. 3125. Oh, that is not a 3. 3125. Here we go. Submit and explain. It's big. C work. Really. Is right there. Submit. So if I had 3125 meters cubed, and there's 1,000 liters of water in 1 cubic meter, wow, that's a lot of water. But you're just going to multiply this by 1,000. You get 3,125,000. 3,125,000. 3,125,000. Submit. You're not done yet? Okay, we've got some matching. So 2/3, I don't know if we've dealt with this in a while, but like you can go 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and then I'm going to jump to like 20. And then I can go 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, and then I'm going to jump to 30. So all of these are the same exact fraction. You're just cutting it into lots of different little pieces. So I go over here. 4 6 is definitely one of them. 8 15ths? No, it would have been 8 12ths. 12 13ths? No. 2/3 would have been 12 over 18. I multiply by 6, multiply by 6. Not that one. Definitely 20/30ths. To get to 14, I do 2 times 7 is 14. 3 times 7? Oh yeah, it's totally 21. There we go. So it'd be those ones right there. We're making paste. Yum. Flour and water. So it looks like a 2-to-1 ratio. There's two of the. I can't write on that. There's 2 cups flour to every 1 cup water because it's a 1 to 1/2. So if we had 4 cups flour, we're going to have 2 cups water. If I had 3 cups water, I'm going to multiply by 2. I'm going to need 6 cups flour. But if I was making a little teeny batch, if I had a half a cup, half of a half is 1/4. Let's see how I did. Yay, I got them all right today. Yesterday I messed up. But that's my video for today. If you have any questions, ask your teacher in class. If not, I'll see you in the next video.